Coach, you talk so often about, doing things by committee. When you get 8 players scoring in double figures, second time you guys have done that this season, just how big is it for this group?
It's fantastic. I think our guys were great. Their ability to share the basketball, understanding what we've talked about the whole time, attack the paint, spray out, find the open man, and step into your shot with confidence.
You talked about that gap in between your last game and tonight as being a refresh, a reset. How much do you think you guys maximized that time, and how much do you feel that reset, played into tonight's outcome?
Well, it was big for us because it talked about the things that we wanted to get done. Defensively protecting the paint. You hold them to 30 points in the paint. Being able to share the basketball. You don't have 26 assists. Obviously, we'll need to take care of the basketball better, but our ability to share it and protect the paint is one thing that we're continuing to work on and continue to improve.
Paolo, I believe, is the only rookie with multiple 25 5-and-5 games this year. What did you see from him as far as scoring and getting others involved and rebounding?
All of that. His poise, his ability to communicate with his teammates, understanding different spots on the floor, understanding and figuring out different matchups, knowing when he was supposed to be in the pick and roll versus setting the pick and roll or handling. I think he did a great job with his poise and his demeanor throughout the night.
And then Caleb comes in as a starter, 11 points, 3 threes. What did you see from him in that role?
Caleb is exactly what we talked about him being early on. He's a professional. The way he approaches the game, the way he approaches his craft. He's the first one in, last one out, studying film. He just steadies the pace of everything. He knows where he's supposed to be offensively as well as defensively.
You spoke a bit about the by committee approach, being shorthanded because of the suspensions again. How big and how important was it for Terrence, RJ, Caleb, for all those guys to be ready and kind of step in? They each seem to have big moments throughout this game to help get the win.
And that's what it takes. Cliche, it's a game of runs. Well, there was that stretch that Terrence Ross lifted us up. There was a game, the swing situation with Gary and Caleb. He knocks down the three. So in those moments, each person stepping up, RJ coming up with big rebounds, understanding how to sit down and guard. I think each one of those guys did a fantastic job for us in their minutes.
Coach, not even 24 hours ago, OKC plays Boston. They score 150, and then tonight you take care of business against them. What does that say about the parity of this league, and how does that affect what you guys do, even though you may not be where you want to be in the standings?
It shows that you have to be prepared in every moment. Understanding that you're going to face a different challenge every single night. And you have to be prepared for that moment. Obviously, they go and do what they did against Boston, 70-something points in the paint. You have to understand that's the area of emphasis for us. You hold them to 30 points in the paint. So understanding your opponent and what it takes each night, and how challenging it is, but you got to be able to step up to those challenges.
Hello, Coach. Eduardo Vidal for Hispanic Sports Media. Today, you allowed only 13 points in the paint. What was the key to defend so well in that area of the field?
Well, you gotta have a game plan going in, and you watch them play against Boston last night and get 70-something points in the paint, and obviously they made 23s. But our ability to protect the paint first and get out to knock down shooters is the second piece. Now, obviously they made some threes, which you understand that. But if we take away the 70 in the paint, I think we've done a better job.
Jamal, 25, 8, and 7 from Paolo tonight. I know he's just coming off a Rookie of the Month yesterday, but how do you compare what he's done consistently to some of the elite and perennial all-stars at his position in this league?
He's moving in that direction. This is a special young man, and the great part about him is his ability to trust his teammates, to find the open man, to want to make the right play. Anytime he's out there, he's looking to make and create for his team and make winning plays.
Jamal, Markel's one of the top offensive rebounding guards in the league. Just how valuable are those plays for you guys? He made a couple down the stretch today.
It's huge. I mean, we talk about by committee. Sometimes those bigs are down there wrestling with the other bigs. So our guards being able to come back and help rebound, especially since it's a three-point shooting league. These guys that have to understand it's long shots, long rebound. Kel does a fantastic job of that.
Paolo, you guys had 8 players in double figures tonight. Your group talks so often about doing it by committee. When you have that kind of shared scoring, just how big is it for your group?
I think it's huge. That's when we're at our best, when everybody's confident, everybody's taking their shots, and just trusting each other. I think that's where it starts. Is just when you come out to start the game, trusting your teammates and throwing them passes and moving the ball. I think everybody's confident in their shot. So I think we did a good job of that.
Your group talked about having the time in between last game and in the game tonight as a refresh, a reset. How well do you feel you guys maximized that practice time and time in between, and how much did it show in the performance tonight?
Oh, yeah, I think that helped a lot to have those, consecutive days to practice as a team and just focus on the stuff that, we have been struggling with in the past, 3-4 games where we were coming out sluggish, stagnant on offense, and not, playing our best on defense. We were able to lock in and, just get back to the basics. And I think that showed this game.
Paolo, you had 25, 8 and 7, only rookie with multiple 25, 5 and 5 games. Just, how much of that is your game predicated on not only scoring, but kind of impacting the glass and getting others involved?
Yeah, I just think that's always how I've been, not really pressing the score and just, trying to get my teammates involved. Got a lot of good players around, on the team, and they need the ball. They need to, get looks when they're open. And so that's partly my job to help do that. And, I think we were just well connected today. And I just wanted to be aggressive, whether that was being aggressive to score, being aggressive, on the glass, being aggressive, drawing defenders and finding teammates, just being aggressive and having fun.
After the last time you guys played, SGA was asked about you, said that, gave you some compliments, but still kind of said that Chet was the more deserving pick as the #1 option player in the draft. I don't know if you heard that, but how much of that, tonight is trying to, get back at them and avenge that loss from that game? And I don't know if you heard that quote or not.
Yeah, I remember hearing that quote. That's his teammate. He's supposed to say that, But no, I definitely felt like, this game was a little bit of payback just because, we felt like we had them at their place. We was up a good amount in the second half and kind of let them get back into it and lost. And, it was a real frustrating loss. I just remember it being a frustrating loss, that game specifically. So, yeah, definitely wanted to come out and get this win and just, send them home.
Paolo, I know you're coming off the Rookie of the Month yesterday, but with your performance, it's been consistent. How would you compare what you've done this year to perennial all-stars and kind of the elite players in this league at your position?
I'm not sure where those guys are at, with their numbers or whatever. I just, wanted to come into this league and just make my presence be felt. Obviously being the #1 pick, it's always going to be expectations, I think Jason Tatum, before I got to the NBA, he kind of said something to me that always stuck with me just throughout, getting to Orlando and building up to the season. Remember him telling me, that I had everything I needed to, be a good NBA player, but, it was up to me, how good I wanted to be, and, I was going to have to go out and take it. You know what I'm saying? He made that very clear, just like nothing's going to be given to you when you get to this league. Nothing's going to be handed to you. No opponent's going to take it easy on you. In fact, they're going to, me being the person, in the position I am, they're going to, try and stop me and make it hard for me even more, So, and I just never forgot that. And so every game, every day I'm trying to come out and just prove every game, that, I'm a problem and, that you're gonna have to deal with me. I'm not. Obviously, I know you're gonna try and stop me and stop this team, but we're gonna keep on coming and going after it. So, yeah, that's kind of my mentality.
Back tonight, the defense really was kind of leading the way. You guys held Oklahoma City to, I think, 30 points in the paint. Well below their season average. How critical is the defense to kind of feeding the offense and kind of guiding you guys through here?
I think that's our calling card as a team. If we're playing good defense, we usually play good offense. That's just been the common thing that I think, has stuck with us this year. And so we just got to be able to bring that effort as much as we can every night, every game. I think tonight, like you said, keeping them out the paint was the biggest thing we had to do. And I think we did a good job of that. You know, they hit some threes, but at the end of the day, you know, they live in the paint, and that's where they kill teams at. They had like 70 plus on Boston last night. So that was our main focus, and we did a very good job.
Coaches talked throughout the course of the season about the by committee approach for you guys. You know, being down as the guys you were down tonight. How big were the minutes that you got from Caleb, from RJ, from Terrence, and the lift that you guys got from them, especially in that first half and throughout the game?
Yeah, that was huge. Caleb, T. Ross, both were huge. I mean, I think Caleb. I don't know what the stats are, but I wouldn't be surprised if he leads us in offensive rebounds, or he might not lead us, but I bet you if you did like a per minute offensive rebound, I'm willing to bet he number one. So give a lot of credit to him, just always crashing, and then T. Ross doing what he do, which is knocking down shots, playing confident, and everybody else who came in there and contributed. I mean, it was a big help everywhere.
Paulo, I didn't see the video on this, but I read on Twitter before you came in here that you said on the broadcast that your resolution for the new year is to make the play-in. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So how? So
well, I wouldn't. That's not a resolution, but I think it's a goal. Yeah.
Okay, so for the goal, obviously you're not there yet, but what do you need to do for yourself and for your team in order to accomplish that goal?
I think just more of, you know, what we've been doing most of the time these past 3 weeks, just and finding a way to just channel that, bottle it up, and bring it every game. You know what I'm saying? We had, like I said, 3-4 game stretch where we kind of sluggish, but before that we were clicking on all cylinders. So, you know, tonight felt like that a little bit, you know, even without the guys that we were missing. And so tomorrow we get them back, and then we head on the road. So just trying to bottle that energy up and, you know, use it every game, and I think we'll have a good shot.
Hey, Paulo, Eduardo Vidal for Hispanic Sports Media. In the time you have been playing in the league, how would you evaluate your adaptation to the NBA game?
I think I'm adapting, you know, as I go. Obviously, I think I got a lot to work on, but, you know, I think I have a pretty good idea of, you know, just where I want to get on the floor and what reads I have to make. I think I got to get sharper in, like, making those reads and, you know, making a second read and whatnot. But, yeah, offense and defensively, I think I have a pretty good idea of, you know, where I'm going to be most of the time on the floor. I think it's just a matter of, you know, being better and just refining everything. So, you know, I think it's been a successful start and just a lot to work on and excited.
Double figures, second time you guys have done that this season. How big is that for your group?
I think it's huge. I mean, I think that just shows us that we were sharing the ball. You know, once we were getting stops, we were, you know, that's been our emphasis these last few days of practice, you know, just our spacing, our flow, you know, just being able to play for each other, and that's what we did tonight.
Coach referred to the time in between your last game and tonight as kind of a refresh, a reset. How much do you feel you guys maximized that time, and how much did that show in tonight's performance?
I think we definitely maximized, especially those practice days. You know, even like, you know, we've been dealing with injuries, so just getting guys to, you know, play together, get that chemistry, and just, you know, get that flow and getting guys used to playing with guys. You know, I think we got some good competitive practices in. The coaches did a great job of, you know, the focus points that they wanted to emphasize, and we came out and executed.
Gary, defensively, you know, you guys did a great job defending them in the paint. How key was it to have the defense kind of lead the way? You know, especially knowing what OKC did last night. How important was it for the defense to lead the way tonight?
I mean, that's what we are. We're a defensive team. And, you know, if we're getting stops on defense, it's going to be a hard night for anybody because we know how talented we are on offense. So we just got to lock in on the defensive end. So once we do that, we can get out, we can run, we can share the ball, we get open looks, easy looks, and you know, that's how we were able to get off to a good start today.
The by committee approach, you know, just guys still a bit undermanned with the suspensions from last week. How big were those minutes from Terrence, from RJ, from Caleb to kind of help kind of get you guys through and provide that spurt in the second quarter?
That's just next man up. You know, we did it by committee. You know, we have a very talented group. You know, 1 through 15, and we know what we have in this building. So, you know, the injuries and the suspensions, it might be a little frustrating, but you know, we just got to you know, take it one game at a time, and guys stepped up. We're looking forward to getting guys back next game, and then we just got to keep this rolling.
Gary, OKC obviously had a big game last night coming into tonight, but didn't seem to be much of an issue for you guys tonight. From when you were a rookie back in Denver, What's the difference in parity around the league? How competitive is every team compared to each other versus when you were first in the league?
I mean, you could get beat any night. I mean, it was like that when I first got in the league as well. But, you know, we have such a talented league, and it's only getting more talented each night. And, you know, that was a very talented OKC team. And, you know, they got players. And they did that without, you know, Shea last game. So, you know, we had to come locked in because anybody can get beat any given night. So we didn't want to take anybody for granted. We didn't want to take them lightly, especially knowing they came off a back-to-back. So we were locked in.
Gary, obviously you were out for that extended period with the injury. Tonight, your best game, you know, since you've been back. How are you feeling? How did you feel tonight? And especially, obviously, getting the win.
Oh, I felt good. I mean, I felt great, especially, you know, getting the win, especially to start the new year off, home court win. You know, I can't complain at all, man. I'm just happy to be out there with the guys.